I kind of got into OneNote just from a teaching perspective. About 7 years ago, our principal left the school and I guess had some money left over, and she said to me, would you like a data projector mounted in your room? And I said, sure. So I got a data projector, tried PowerPoint for about a week, and it didn't really mess with my sort of my kind of default teaching style, where in science, because I have a really great lab where we just try to explore a concept first and then talk about it afterwards, using the sort of PowerPoint for pre-canned notes didn't really work. It wasn't really fitting. I felt like I'd moved more towards like university lecturing than actually, engaging my students. So I had OneNote as part of the Office package and started playing around with it, and realized very quickly that I could actually type things into OneNote and write, like actually physically handwrite stuff that's just too hard to do with a keyboard, when you're teaching physics. And then we could keep a permanent record of that. So I started using OneNote to just as a sort of co-construct notes with my class after we've done an activity. And then I can post, the notes online for them, and they can go and get them and print them off and even interact with them if they want to. So that's sort of, I'm just purely using it to keep a record of the learning that occurs in class.
Okay.
So here's an example of, just a simple little thing we were doing the other day in physics, just about, spectral lines and spectral analysis. So, I can go get a picture online, clip it in the note very fast, and then, find another diagram. And the great thing about OneNote is, you can take my pen. I have a interactive whiteboard, an Epson one that's got a pen, so I can write right over top of what's gone on there. Some students in my class, like, we're definitely not anywhere near a paperless school, so some students in my class are still taking notes as class goes on, but, students with, in need of accommodation, a lot of them really just like the benefit of being able to just sit and watch what's going on and be able to, go and get the note after class and either put it in a paper binder or just sort of store it electronically on their laptop. So it's allowed them to, to engage more in the discussion and not be frantically just trying to copy everything down. So, I can put pictures in, links, I often write over top of things. I have a wireless keyboard in the class too, so I don't have to write everything that goes in the note, because I'm actually faster typing than I am writing. So, this is all stuff that nothing was planned beforehand in class. It was, just us talking about an activity that we've done. Some other neat things that you can do with OneNote is you can, so another thing I like about OneNote is you can take a PDF file or a Word file and click print, but send it to OneNote as opposed to printing it to a printer. Mm-hmm. So it puts it right in the document, and then OneNote doesn't mess with the format of it. It's like a picture, so what they're seeing on the screen is exactly what, like this is an example of a page from their textbook. There's a pretty in-depth derivation of how Bohr completely described the hydrogen model, from a quantum mechanical idea. So I was able to just jam this into OneNote, before class, and then I can write some key notes for them in there to sort of help them understand what's going on. And then, when they go look at it, if they're reading through this, they can see what I've done. So it adds to, them reading the textbook afterwards. We use it for example problems in class. So pretty much my organization of OneNote for a course is I have a notebook for each course. So this is my grade 12 physics course. A section group for each unit in the course, and then for each major topic in the unit, I'll just create a section. And then if I want to separate things, so that if they print them off, I have a little bit of control. If you put them in separate pages, then when they print them, the things will be on different pages. So underneath a certain topic, I may have 3 or 4 pages over here set up in a particular order. The other thing I'll do often is, if I do want a couple of diagrams or stuff, I'll just create like a like an extra page and put some diagrams there that I know I'm going to use in class, and then when we're ready for them, I can just drag them into another page, and they're right there for students. So I think one of the benefits of OneNote is you can add pictures, you can add links right into students' notes. A real simple advantage I find is I use a lot of online simulations to teach physics concepts because they make the concepts come alive. They're dynamic, and being able to publish a note with a link in it that a student can click on, they're a lot more likely, I found, to when they go home and they're looking through the note to click on the link and actually go play with the simulation again, is if I had written on the board and they have to copy it down in their notebook and then try to retype all those characters. It never happens. So that's an example of of a great, like, so I can show you where I've gone and found a link from a simulation site for another concept. So we played with this simulation in class. If they want to play with it again when they're looking at the notes, they can as well. So I just have a notebook for all three of my courses. I have my own personal notebook just to keep my own notes and meetings and stuff. I just basically use OneNote as a way to keep myself organized and help my students organize. Now, currently, so this semester, I'm not actually sharing this notebook with the students. So what I've been doing, and I'm going to just tell you where I'm going from here. So this is sort of an easy thing for a teacher to do if you don't want to get involved with SharePoint. I've just been publishing the notes as PDF files. Last year I used SkyDrive, and I just published them to a SkyDrive folder, and then just on my website just created a link to that SkyDrive folder so they could go there and look at it.